Witness by Nick Warburton was an award-winning BBC radio play before it was adapted for the stage. It tells the story of the Passion, giving the story's setting a contemporary feel. The difference between Galilee in the north and Jerusalem in the south takes on a very familiar guise.
We imagined that there was a sort of parallel community where Jesus and the disciples lived, somewhere in the north.
So what's it like? God's kingdom?
What's it like? It's like, I'll tell you what it's like. A man takes a mustard seed, a tiny seed, and he plants it. And it grows and keeps on growing, and in the end, it's a tree.
And that's it?
That's it. Small beginnings, Peter, but one day birds will come and take shelter in its branches.
They were broadly speaking from Yorkshire. Judas came from Manchester, but there was nothing significant particularly about that. And that London was the big place in the south that they were heading towards. A fantastic story and retold in many different ways. And the way we retold it was to have Jesus telling the story at a dinner table, and the disciples join in, and Peter begins to tell part of the story, and Judas begins to tell part of the story, and then they take on the roles of the people who are in the stories. If you're doing the Gospels, you need a kind of theory of Judas.
I've been told you can help us, assuming we need help.
Well, if you don't...
Wait! You're not sure of us. You wonder what we're thinking. I can understand that. Well, I can tell you this much. We have reason to detain him, most certainly. We have the authority to do so. Of course we do.
But you don't have the opportunity. Is
this where you can help?
It condensed into two halves, the first of which is, if you like, Jesus' mission in the north, and the second is the road to Jerusalem and Holy Week.
You're not interested in the others?
The others?
His followers?
They won't stay together without him. For him, however, we'd be prepared to pay.
Another challenge was to fill all those roles. So it's effectively a community play, or at least a play that can be done by a large community, a church community, or any other community for that matter. Rex, who directed it on stage, who was very good at crowd work, made the crowd a character, as you say. And it was a very good way of thinking about it, because the crowd swaying one way and back, and then individual voices coming from the crowd as well. That sort of worked because it was staged and live. The fact that you take a point of view, and with witness, because it was several different witnesses, we could take the point of view of Pilate or Caiaphas or a Roman soldier at different stages as we went through the story. But I think that identification with people makes that possible.
When he died, I remembered his birth. His birth was a promise fulfilled, they said, and a promise still to come for all, for everyone. A great light coming out of the darkness, they said.
Executed and dishonored. No rest except in the wasteland of an old quarry, a stranger's tomb. I can't see the promise in that.
Well, every time you retell it, it's freshened, I think. So there was that. The story itself had the impact, I think.
For more information about Radius, visit radiusdrama.org.uk.